fireplace. I'm at the mountain cabin with Steinlein. We're just relaxing. And I thought I'd research the story of the beginning, Genesis, seen from a biblical perspective.
In the beginning, there was absolutely nothing to see. No earth, no stars, no animals, no light. There was only God. God then decided to create a beautiful world to display his goodness and splendor. He just spoke the words, and it came to be. Vast, craggy mountains, soaring, beautiful trees, crystal lakes, and winding rivers, animals of every variety. He placed a massive sun in the sky, warming the earth during the day, and a moon to lighten the night. It was a breathtakingly beautiful creation. But God was getting ready for his greatest act yet, making man. He planned to make man special, not like the animals, but more in the image of God himself. So he took a bit of clay from the earth and formed man and breathed life into him. There was man, created in the image of God, and God called him Adam.
Adam.
God made Adam like himself, with a mind, with creativity, with wonder, with emotions, and he made him to be happy. Adam learned about all the animals. He played with them and gave them each names. But something was missing from Adam's life. You would think he had it all, but he was missing a human friend, a wife.
A wife.
God made a woman, too. He put Adam to sleep, carefully took one of Adam's ribs, and formed a woman. Now there were two. They were made for each other, to love each other, to keep each other company, and to enjoy this beautiful world and worship God. Life in the garden was beautiful and blissful. It was, quite truly, paradise. Adam and Eve had no worries. God had created them. He took care of them. The animals were peaceful and kind. Adam and Eve had all the food they wanted. They saw beauty wherever they turned. They only had one rule to obey. Don't eat from the tree that stood in the middle of the Garden of Eden.
Obey.
That was God's only request. On the sixth day of creation, God looked at everything he had made and said it was good. On the seventh day of creation, God rested from all his work. Creation was beautiful, and man was in perfect harmony with God.
Yeah. That's from sharefaithkids.com. Share Faith Kids on YouTube. This was the creation story for kids, Genesis 1 and 2. Okay, what do you think about that? Huh?
I'm Angelina Yi, Executive Director for the Institute for Advanced Study at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. It is my great honor to be your host for Professor Stephen Hawking's lecture today, the first in a series of stellar lectures to inaugurate the Institute. The Institute for Advanced Study in Hong Kong is the brainchild of President Paul Chu, who has a dream. He dreams of Hong Kong, China, and Asia's renaissance into a global intellectual and innovation center, bringing together the world's most brilliant minds. The Institute will drive cutting-edge discovery and scholarship to meet the great challenges of the 21st century. There is nothing more uplifting than to have Stephen Hawking announce the launch of a brave new voyage to imagine a different space, a different time for Hong Kong. Before I invite Professor Chu to give his welcoming remarks, may I call your attention to a few mundane but important matters. First of all,
Oh, wow. Stephen Hawking talking about the origin of the universe. Yeah, are you ready? You can find this on HKUST, T for Tom, on YouTube. Just a second.
Good afternoon, Council Chairman Dr. John Chen, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I have an impossible task today. How do you introduce a living legend? We're here today not because Professor Hawking is the Lacasian Professor of Mathematics at the University of Cambridge, not because Professor Hawking is the recipient of a large number of prestigious awards, not because Professor Hawking is the originator of many groundbreaking scientific theories, nor that he is the author of many best-selling books, including A Brief History of Time. We are here because he is larger than life, larger than any human institution. Professor Hawking represents the miracle of human mind and the triumph of the human spirit. He has inspired us and will continue to inspire future generations to reach for the stars. For all this, the local news media has coined a new term, the Hawking spirit. The term is here to stay and has become part of our vocabulary. For the 1800 audience here and hundreds of thousands of those watching live broadcast of this event and countless others, Professor Hawking is a symbol of the limitless mystery of the universe, the endless fascination of scientific discovery, and the boundless imagination of human mind. We at the Institute for Advanced Study are most fortunate to have Professor Hawking here. By delivering this inaugural lecture, he has greatly encouraged us to pursue our shared dream. That dream is to spread the excitement of knowledge and elevate scientific research and discovery in this part of the world to the highest level. But it is not just the University of Science and Technology or the Institute of Advanced Study that owes him a debt of gratitude. All of us in Hong Kong are deeply grateful to him for his example. For the young people in the audience today, is the living proof that nothing is impossible. Normally, the origin of the universe is a subject light years away from the minds of people of Hong Kong. But today, I invite all of you here and those who are watching the TV live broadcast to enjoy this lecture, to savor every word, and above all, to absorb the presence of a great and a unique human being and the most brilliant scientific mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud and honored to present to you Professor Stephen Hawking.
And the crowd goes crazy. And then they have some technical issues. But check this out. It's coming very soon. Patience. It's a virtue.
Of Stephen Hawking with his screen in front of him. He's looking, thinking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
According to the Bashango people of Central Africa, in the beginning there was only darkness, water, and the great god Bamba. One day Bamba, in pain from a stomachache, vomited up the sun. The sun dried up some of the water, leaving land. Still in pain, Bamba vomited up the moon, the stars, and then some animals. The leopard, the crocodile, the turtle, and, finally, man. This creation myth, like many others, tries to answer the questions we all ask. Why are we here? Where did we come from?
Where did we come from?
The answer generally given was that humans were of comparatively recent origin, because it must have been obvious, even at early times, that the human race was improving in knowledge and technology. So it can't have been around that long, or it would have progressed even more.
Creation myths.
For example, according to Bishop Ussher, the book of Genesis placed the creation of the world at 9 in the morning, on October the 27th, 4004 BC.
Bishop Ussher deduced that the first day of creation
On the
began.
other hand, the physical surroundings, like mountains and rivers, change very little in a human lifetime. They were therefore thought to be a constant background, and either to have existed forever as an empty landscape, or to have been created at the same time as the humans.
Bishop Ussher, 4004 BC.
Not everyone, however, was happy with the idea that the universe had a beginning. For example, Aristotle, the most famous of the Greek philosophers, believed the universe had existed forever.
Aristotle.
Something eternal is more perfect than something created.
Eternal.
He suggested the reason we see progress was that floods, or other natural disasters, had repeatedly set civilization back to the beginning. The motivation for believing in an eternal universe was the desire to avoid invoking divine intervention to create the universe and set it going.
Divine intervention.
Conversely, those who believed the universe had a beginning used it as an argument for the existence of God as the first cause or prime mover of the universe.
Prime mover.
The
If
universe.
one believed that the universe had a beginning, the obvious question was, what happened before the beginning?
And what happened?
What was God doing before he made the world?
Why?
Was he preparing hell for people who asked such questions?
What was God doing before he made
The
the world?
problem of whether or not the universe had a beginning was a great concern to the German philosopher Immanuel Kant.
Kant.
He felt there were logical contradictions, or antinomies, either way.
So you have
If
to
the
see
universe
this
had a
yourself.
beginning,
You
why
have
did
to
it
see
wait
this
until
yourself.
time?
So I'm going to stop here. YouTube.com. Watch V equals C7, capital M for mother, capital O for over, 3, lowercase u, lowercase p for Peter, number 5, lowercase b for boy, Z for Zorro, capital, and a little S for Sam. This is Chief President. I love you. He goes on to talk about absolute time. Time is separate from space and runs from infinite past to infinite future, independent of the universe. So he asks, why are we here? Where did we come from? You are free to believe whatever you want. It's a belief. It's hard to prove. So believe what you want and feel freedom in that. Educate yourself. You know what God says? You're not supposed to understand everything, but try.
I'll see you soon. I gave you something to think about. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's all beauty. Thank you for listening.